today we are going to talk about finding and selecting ideas in design thinking. So let's start our video lecture. The ideation stage in design thinking involves coming up with multiple solutions to problems. During that stage, it's important to brainstorm as many different ideas as possible. But what do you do once you have a huge list of ideas? Selecting the best idea or ideas from a long list can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. The first thing to do is to establish voting criteria. This is simply a list of elements that might make an idea a good one, such as the choice most likely to delight, the rational choice, or most unexpected choice. Establishing voting criteria focuses your team members and makes it easier for them to vote on the best option. Once the ideation session is complete, the ideas must be collected, categorized, refined, and narrowed down so the team is able to select the best solutions, ideas, the strategies from the short list. These methods can help you select the best idea at the end of ideation session. Post-it voting or dot voting, 4 categories method, bingo selection, idea affinity maps, now wow how matrix, 6 thinking head, lean startup machine idea, validation board, idea selection criteria. So, post-it voting, each idea is put on the post-it note. Team members place a dot on the post-it they want to vote for. Each member gets to vote a certain number of ideas, 2 4 usually. This is also called dot voting. Bingo selection. Team members split ideas into different categories, including their potential to be used in a physical, digital, or experience prototype. Team members group in affinity diagrams. Team members group similar ideas together, allowing the team to see patterns and common themes, as well as think about which ideas can be combined. Team members divide ideas into 3 categories. Now, how ideas are innovative but difficult to implement. Now ideas are innovative but easy to implement. Wow ideas are both innovative and easy to implement. It is in now how now wow. Okay, so in the ideation stage, design thinkers sparks of ideas in the form of questions and solutions through creative and curious activities such as brainstorms and the worst possible idea. In this article, we'll introduce you to some of the best ideation methods and guidelines that help facilitate successful ideation session and encourage active participation from members. When facilitated in a successful way, ideation is an exciting process. The goal is to generate a large number of ideas, ideas that potentially inspire newer, better ideas that the team can then cut down into the best, most practical and innovative ones. So ideation is the mode of the design process in which you concentrate your on idea generation, and mentally it represents a process of going wide in terms of concepts and outcomes. Ideation provides both the fuel, also the source material for building prototypes and getting innovative solutions into the hands of your users. The main aim of ideation stage is to use creativity and innovation in order to develop solutions. By expanding the solution space, the design team will be able to look beyond the usual methods of solving problems in order to find better, more elegant, and satisfying solutions to problems that affect a user's experience of a product. So, ideation will help you ask the right questions and innovative with a strong focus on your users, their needs, and your insights about them. Step beyond the obvious solution and therefore increase the innovation potential of your solution. Bring together perspective and the strength of your team members. Uncover unexpected areas of innovation. Create volume of and variety in your innovation options. Get obvious solutions out of your heads and drive your team beyond them. So, ideation facilitation is a challenging and a complex task. It requires experience in understanding and managing teams, people, dynamics, adaptability and flexibility, and a range of other soft skills, which in reality are really hard to master. Having said that, there is nothing like experience to help you learn the ropes of any field. The best way to learn is to take the theory and techniques you learn from the experts and then apply and test them in your own context and adapt them to your own needs. When you develop your point of view, it's time to start ideating. Begin with your point of view or problem statement. Break that larger challenge up into smaller actionable pieces. Look for aspects of the statement to complete the sentence. How might we questions frame and open up your design challenge. You start using your point of view by reframing the point of view into a question instead of saying we need to design X or Y, and design thinking explores new ideas and solutions to a specific design challenge. It's time to start using the ideation method that involves asking how might we. You then break the point of view into smaller and actionable pieces as follows. You might start coming up with two narrow questions such as how might we create a taxi which doesn't need a chauffeur, or your question might become too broad. How might we design transportation? And you should strive to ask an inspiring and specific question, which can be the main question which you use as your guide in your ideation session. And how might we design a driverless car, which is environmental friendly, cheap, and easy to share for more people? And after you've asked the foundational question, you start breaking the point of view into several smaller and actionable sub-questions, which you can center your different ideation sessions around. How might we design an electric car? And how might we design a car which has a digital code as key, which is safe to share among a lot of varying users? Best practices, best practice guide to asking how might we questions. Begin with your point of view or problem statement. Start by rephrasing and reframing your point of view as several questions by adding how might we at the beginning. Break that larger point of view challenge up into smaller, actionable, and meaningful questions. 5 to 10 how might we questions for the one point of view is a good starting point. It's often helpful to brainstorm the how might we questions before the solutions brainstorm. Look at your how might we questions and ask yourself if they all allow for a variety of solutions. If they don't, broaden them. Your how might we questions should generate a number of possible questions and will become a launch pad for your ideation sessions such as brainstorms. If your how might we question is too broad, narrow them down. You should aim for a narrow enough frame to let you know where to start your brainstorm. But at the same time, you should also aim for enough breadth to give you a room to explore wild ideas. So brainstorming rule: set a time limit. Start with a problem statement, point of view, possible questions, a plan or a goal, and stay focused on the topic. Stay on the topic, so it's easy to veer off and take lots of different directions during brainstorming session, especially when you are trying to be open-minded and unconstrained in your thoughts to come up with your ideas. Deferred judgment or criticism, including nonverbal, encourage wired, vaguely, and wild ideas. Once again, as brainstorming is a creative activity, each member should try to encourage other members and create an environment in which they feel comfortable verbalizing their ideas. Aim for quantity. Brainstorming is effectively a creative exercise in which design thinkers are encouraged to let their imaginations run wild, build on each other's ideas. One idea typically leads on from another by considering the thoughts, opinions, and ideas of other team members during the brainstorming session. Be visual. The physical act of writing something down or drawing an image in order to bring an idea to life can help people think up new ideas or view the same ideas in a different way. One conversation at a time. Design thinkers or brainstormers should focus on one point of conversation at a time so as not to muddy their thinking and lose sight of their thread or current objectives. So, in conclusion, ideation is often the most exciting stage in design thinking project because almost unrestrained free thinking can occur within the given field. In the ideation stage, the aim is to generate a large number of ideas, ideas that potentially inspire newer, better ideas, which the team can then filter and narrow down into the best, most practical or most innovative ones. So there are given self-check questions for you. You can answer them and check up your own. So our video lecture is over. Thank you for your attention.